So I've been with the DIG Agency since about February, for a few months now, and this last policy sold was probably the longest call I've ever had in my entire life, 2.5 hours. Really, I think the main thing that came down to this call was an authoritative like tone because we went in. I was trying to get him day one coverage. Had some health concerns, recent cancer that he just got rid of last year. So it's really hard to find day one coverage with that. Had a company who was willing to take him day one. So I thought, but of course, it's always a coin flip with this company. So I went in. He was honestly giving me like already pushback from the beginning, talking about I need to shop around. I want to, call some other places. And I basically told him, look, there is no shopping around. Like, I don't know what you're wasting your time if you think that you're just going to keep calling and calling and you're gonna have, and he was already feeling some type of way that I had to ask him like health questions. He was like, oh, I thought this was like no medical exams. I was like, oh, there's not. And honestly, yeah, if you want to shop around, you're gonna have to keep getting these conversations over and over and over again. You're just wasting your time. You might be dead and gone by the time you call every single one of these companies and have them turn you away because of the recent cancer. Or you can just be with me and I can tell you who's going to accept you or not. And then he gave me a couple company names and I checked and I said, nope, they're not going to take you. I looked and it says they have a 5-year look back on cancer. You're not getting approved. So I was just being straight up with him and honest and authoritative. And he believed me, he trusted me the whole way. Then we get into the app, then he gets denied for standard. So then at that point, you know, I downsold a little bit and I offered him a different plan, a better plan that has, even though it's going to be a 2-year wait, it comes with this funeral negotiation service. And I told him about it and he said, you know what? I want that for my daughter. And I said, okay, then let's go on with this. But by that point, we were already almost 2 hours into this call and he's getting exhausted and I'm like, look, we got to stay with me here. Luckily I can just copy paste all the information here. It'll be quick. We got it done and you got approved for it. So, but it's really just about being authoritative because I was not going to let him off that call and sit here and tell me he's going to shop around and this and that after he just told me about all this stuff with his daughter and how he wants this taken care of and how important his daughter is to him and his whole story. I mean, we were talking and chatting it up. That's why it took 2.5 hours because I was building that like rapport with him and he was telling me all this stuff and um that's why we needed to get this done. I wasn't gonna let him off that phone and not get anything, and get no coverage. He just told me how important this was, so stand on it. I'm gonna make you stand on it, what you're telling me, and use that against you if you're gonna sit here and try to back out. Um, so yeah, that's all it is. Be authoritative with these people. Speak with confidence and full certainty, and people will, well, assuming that they're with you, you know, they should be with you the whole way. If not, if you sound unsure of yourself, yeah, you sound like this and that. No, no one's gonna want to buy from you. So sound sure of yourself.